What is going on, you guys? The Keith Gardens here, bringing you a new series. This is Criminal Mind Talk. Yes. Okay, first of all, I want to make a shout out to Matthew Ryan 90. He suggested I do Jack the Ripper, and I started doing the video, but I read up on Jack the Ripper a little bit and realized that while I was doing the video and reading about him in the video, I realized that it was actually unsolved. I don't know why, but I was under the impression that Jack the Ripper was known his identity, but it turns out it's an unsolved case. Therefore, I will not be doing that video. So Matthew Ryan, I will add that to the dates, but it probably won't be out until around November. I'm sorry it gets pushed back so far. Actually, you know what? No, scratch that. I'll make that next, because I do really like your guys's I really do like getting suggestions, and I think you guys should come first in my own ideas. So scratch that. I'll do that one. I'll do that one on Sunday. So the next episode, you now know, will be Jack the Ripper. Anyway, you guys, thank you for viewing the debut series. This is called Criminal Mind Talk, and of course, we are kicking it off with one of the most demented criminal minds in American history, none other than the murderer slash cannibal, Jeffrey Dahmer. Now, Jeffrey Dahmer, you know, he actually killed people. He actually had 17 victims between men and boys, and his reign of terror went from 1978 to 1991. And God, it's hot here in California, man. It is. With the majority of the murders occurring between 1987 and 1991, I have info here so I get all my facts straight. I hate when I watch videos and people don't have their facts straight. His murders involved rape, dismemberment, necrophilia. And if you don't know what necrophilia is, I'll just tell you and save you the time of Googling. Necrophilia is when somebody has sexual intercourse with a dead body. It's some serious shit. Dismemberment is when you chop somebody's body up. Rape is obvious. And cannibalism is when you eat somebody. So this guy was a pretty sick puppy. On November 28th of 1994, he was beaten to death by an inmate at the Columbia Correctional Institution, where he had been incarcerated. So, Jeffrey Dahmer, you know, what can we really say about a specimen as fine as this one? A lot. You know, we can say a lot about this guy, but I think the thing that really stands out the most is his brutality. You know, he raped them, he dismembered them, he had sex with their dead bodies, and he ate them. Having those 4 different points of what he did to his victims was pretty amazing in its brutality, and pretty shocking to say the least. He kept, you know, I know he kept God, I'm sorry, human remains in his house. I know he refrigerated some. I believe he even used some as, I'm not sure. Let me see and get my facts straight. But I know he used some as, you know, more of his personal use. But anyway, I don't really want to go too much into it. Of just trying to look up the info here. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. You know, Jeffrey Dahmer, he murdered a bunch of people, men and boys, so he was a child killer as well. See, I see one that says he killed a 14-year-old boy who was the younger brother of the boy whom Dahmer had molested in 1988. So he was obviously attracted to males. He was obviously homosexual, but also a child molester at the same time. I mean, definitely a guy that had some serious fucking problems. But what was so amazing about Jeffrey Dahmer was that he was brought up by really loving and caring parents. And that goes to show you that when people sit here and say, oh, it must be the parenting, oh, it has to be the parents this, the parents that, that's not always the case. I'm not saying it's never the case, because it is, but it's not always. Here you have a perfectly healthy family, parents that loved him, and then turned around and completely, you know, turned out a completely fucked up person of their son. You know, they had a completely fucked up person come out. I mean, it was just amazing. And I think that's what stands out the most about it, is that Jeffrey Dahmer was brought up from a normal family, and he turned out to be one of the sickest people in American history that we have on, record, of course. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up the debut edition. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any suggestions of who you want me to talk about, they could be killers, they don't have to be killers. They could be famous robbers, people who robbed banks, and all this kind of cool shit. It could be anything as long as they were a criminal and worth noting. They have to be pretty famous. I don't want to talk about people don't know about, then the video doesn't really get out there. So anyway, you guys, this is the Keith Carnes. Thank you so much for viewing. It means a lot. Please rate, comment, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to keep up to date. And of course, you don't have to be a subscriber. If you want to make a suggestion of a video you want to see, feel free to do so, and I will respond to you as soon as I see your comment. Anyway, once again, this is the Keith Carnes, and I will see you guys in the soonest I'll see you again is this Sunday with the next episode of my Unsolved series with Jack the Ripper as our subject. That's it. Once again, the Keith Carnes. I will see you guys in the next piece.